Huge thank you to Toyota of Naperville for letting me borrow the car in this video. Toyota of Naperville is one of the largest Toyota dealers in Illinois, ready to find the right car for you. Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2022 Toyota Corolla Cross LE. Up front is a 2.0 liter inline 4 and down below is a CVT. Now I am super excited to be driving this here Corolla Cross because it has been one of the hardest cars to track down. I know we're in 2023 and this is a 2022. That's how hard it is to find one of these to drive. These are hot cars, they're in demand, and I'm excited to share with you why I think that is. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpradel.com, where you can buy stickers and other merchandise when it becomes available. You could also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, and you would get a video of your car just like the one you're watching now. And you could read my behind the scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 2 liter under the hood. Well, Toyota uses this in a fair amount of their products, and it makes 169 horsepower. It is not helped out by any sort of turbochargers or superchargers. It's just a perky little 4-banger. And I have to say, I don't really have any qualms with it. This is a smaller SUV. I think almost 170 horsepower is fine. It definitely propels the vehicle in a manner that I like, and that's all I can really ask for. Like I said, prior to it is a CVT. I'm not the biggest fan of CVT. CVT means continuously variable transmission, and it feels kind of weird when you do give it some hard acceleration. It sort of sticks, but that's for CVTs across the board, so I can't really chastise this car too hard. Last but not least about the drivetrain, this car is all-wheel drive. So how does it feel to actually drive? Well, it actually feels great. It drives like a normal Corolla. All of the inputs are very, very easy. The steering is nice and light. The throttle is decently responsive, but not overly touchy. Also, for an SUV, it has great forward visibility. Rear visibility isn't great, but you're going to find that across the board with any SUV. And I have to say, at the end of the day, it's a fine driving experience. Is it blowing my socks off? Not quite, but it's a Corolla Cross. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a couple of gauges. On the left is my tachometer and coolant temperature. In the center is my speedometer and fuel. And off to the right, I get the very traditional Toyota screen. This shows me a bunch of information that I can cycle through if I would like. And I do like that it has several different colors. You get this nice blue, you get this nice green, and of course, white and gray. It's not the flashiest, newest, nicest display, but again, you have to remember what kind of caliber of car we're dealing with here. On the steering wheel on the left, I have my selector dials for that center gauge cluster screen we just talked about, as well as my phone options and volume options for the radio. And then off to the right, I have my cruise control settings, as well as skip track and mode. The overall look and feel of the steering wheel feels pretty fresh and modern. Again, the Corolla Cross debuted for this model year of 2022, so it is a pretty new car by those standards, and it feels that way from the wheel. Off to the left, I have a giant climate control vent, and then down below I have my gauge dimmer switch and automatic headlight button. And then moving on to the door, I just have my power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Very, very simple. Moving into the center, I do have an infotainment system. This is pretty bland, pretty boring, but it's what I expect from Toyota. It'll give me some stats like latest MPG and range and things like that. And then of course I do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and I can download apps if I want, but really, really uneventful here in the center. Here's what the backup camera looks like. Of course, every vehicle after 2018 is legally required to have a backup camera, and those lines do not adjust when you turn the steering wheel. Then I have 2 climate control vents and the hazard switch, and then I have the air conditioning options. I do have auto, however, I do not get dual zone. Now, the LE is a mid-trim level Corolla Cross, so I don't get dual zone. I don't get heated seats or anything like that. However, I do have Eco Cool if I want to try to save fuel and be a little more eco-friendly. I can absolutely do that here. Moving down the center stack, I have 3 dead switches along with a traditional USB port. And then I actually have a wireless charger. This is sort of out of place. Not in the way that it looks, but I feel like this is a rather bare bones Corolla Cross, and then you have a really nice wireless charger. A little bit of an interesting dichotomy there. Then we have the shifter area. The shifter is shared with pretty much every Toyota product on sale today. I do have traction control and the automatic start-stop on and off switch up above. And overall, it operates well, it works, and I really like that. Then we do have our power parking brake and brake hold, and then we have 2 cup holders. So we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the 2022 Toyota Corolla Cross. Finally reviewing one, but unfortunately, it does not fit the big friggin' bottle. It barely starts to, but then it just gives up pretty easily. Then I do get a center console and the seats. The seats are cloth, very basic, nothing really to write home about. They're fine, they do the job, and that's kind of a running theme throughout this car that I'll talk more about with my final thoughts. But speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2022 Toyota Corolla Cross LE, and a couple of things to note. First of all, I'll leave this light on because it is a little dark today. I get a light. Headroom actually is really, really good. Knee room, my knees aren't hitting the seat in front of me. The seat sort of curves towards me, so it feels a little bit tighter up here. Even though it isn't, my knees aren't hitting the seat. It's kind of an interesting design. However, I'm a 5'11", not small guy, and I fit back here perfectly. I wouldn't mind riding back here for an extended amount of time, and that's saying a lot given the fact that not only it's based off the Corolla, but it's a more compact SUV. That's actually pretty big praise. I do have power windows, of course, and a cup holder in either door, and I don't get a center console, but I do get 2 USB chargers down below and my own climate control vents. This is huge. I learned last summer. My Mazda 3 does not have vents in the back, and so when I was driving people around on a hot day to a wedding, we couldn't open the windows. They were roasting in the back. We were freezing up front with the AC because it just wasn't making it back there. So having vents in the back is a very, very big win. Speaking of the back, however, let's go talk about the trunk and cargo space. All right, so we're on the back of the Corolla Cross LE. Pop it up like that. And here we are. First of all, I do have a JBL speaker, which is very, very nice. I also do get a nice privacy cover that you can pull out and attach. And then I can pull this up, and that's our spare tire and tools. And I get some little cubby space off to the left and right. I'm not seeing a 12-volt outlet. Really would have liked to have seen that for a tire inflator or like an air mattress, camping trip, whatever. But for a small SUV, I think this backspace area is a huge win. Huge, huge win. Grab the handle here and close it. You got to give it a little extra force. There we go. Now we got to talk about the looks, and I think this is a huge, huge benefit of the Corolla Cross. I think it looks really good. It's really well proportioned. I love this color. It's called Celestite, I believe is how you pronounce it. Celestite, however you want to pronounce that. I think it's a good looking color. I think it's a really, really good looking car. It almost has a little bit of a rugged twist to it, a little bit of a sporty twist, but a very functional use. And that's what I love from Toyota. But with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think finally driving the Toyota Corolla Cross? Well, I do want to address something right away. Recently, back in December, I drove a Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. Same kind of idea. They took a car name, they made it into a small SUV. And I criticized that name in that video because the Mitsubishi Eclipse was always a sports car. They were fast, turbocharged enthusiast vehicles. And then Mitsubishi went and slapped that name on a very bland SUV. And so I got criticism in the comments saying, oh, but Toyota did the exact same thing with the Corolla. They didn't even switch the ending. They just put Corolla Cross. And I understand that, but the reason I'm not upset about the Corolla Cross name is because the Corolla has always been an economy car. Yes, there have been sporty versions of the Corolla. The FX16 that I drove, the AE86. There have been sporty Corollas, but at its core, it was always an economy car. And so this is still the economy car. This plays off of that, not off those sporty variants, where the Eclipse was a true sports car. So that's my 2 cents. But what do I feel about this actual car? I think it's good. You know, I think it's a little bit of a fresh twist on Toyota's winning platform. It's a simple drivetrain, naturally aspirated 2-liter CVT. They can produce 1 million CVTs. CVTs sometimes have issues, but if it does, there's 8 million of them sitting around in your area right now. I'm sure you can go out and find one. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again, but for what Toyota lacks in excitement, they make up for in just durability and reliability. Honda recently has somewhat sold their soul when it comes to the 1.5-liter turbos. The Earth Dreams engines in the new Civics and CR-Vs are good. Power-wise, they're great, but they have oil issues. In the long run, I don't think many people are going to keep their 1.5-liter turbos. They're not going to go the distance. Well, this little simple 2-liter is ready to go the distance. This car is ready for a full life, no matter what you're going to throw at it. And so with the SUV segment being as large as it is, so incredibly large, it's no wonder that every manufacturer is throwing the kitchen sink when it comes to designing new vehicles. And if that means sharing a name with one of their most beloved products, I don't really see much harm in that, because at its core, the Toyota Corolla is a solid, dependable, efficient, and economically smart vehicle. They're affordable. Well, this is just a little bit taller, affordable, economical economy vehicle. So I think if you're looking for a first car, you're getting out of college, you want to buy something new, maybe you want to buy your kid a car, something that'll last them, something that won't leave them stranded on prom night, the Corolla Cross is a really, really good option. It takes everything that Toyota has been known for being great about and just puts it into a new platform. It's a little taller, a little bit more handsome, and I don't think anyone has complained about those two attributes. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Toyota of Naperville for letting me take out their Corolla Cross. I was so excited to finally get in the seat of a Corolla Cross. Like I said, these are in hot demand, and I've been itching to get my hands on them, and that is all thank you to Toyota of Naperville. We've been working together for over 4 years now. They have great service, great customer relations, and I can't recommend them enough. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.